Hello guys, and welcome to this new video. So you saw a few days ago I posted a video where I played a live blitz on chess.com, and I said I will make videos in English again. That was right. So what will happen with the English channel now is that I will from time to time play live blitz and just upload the videos as I did before. And also, for those who know my French channel, I'm analyzing a huge amount of games. And from now on, I will try to translate the video in English when they are not too long or too hard to do, or if just it fit my schedule, and upload them on the English channel. So this is the first one we will see here. And it was played in the open sense in Barcelona, round 8, between Axel Bachmann and Karen Movsisyan. The white player is rated 2656 and he's from Paraguay. And the black player, Karen Movsisyan, is Armenian and is rated 2495. Both players are grandmasters. So white opens by e4, d6, d4, knight f6, and knight c3, protecting the pawn. So now black has a few options. He can play with a few different setups. He can play here, for instance, g6 or c6, with the idea maybe to go b5 and anyway to go g6 or e5 later. Or he can go as he did in the game, like e5 right now, or knight bd7, knight f3, and e5, which transpose to a Philidor opening. So the Philidor opening usually is slightly better for white because you have a better control of the center. I mean, here you have like 2 pawns e4 and d4, and you have e5, which is like a mirror pawn to e4. But you have here the pawn on d6, which is like backward compared to pawn on d4, which means that white has a space advantage in those pawn structures usually, which help them to develop more actively and have an easier game. So white continues the game by bishop c4, while a logical move. Of course, bishop b5 doesn't make sense here when the knight is not on c6. I mean, it could be just kicked away very easily. Black goes bishop e7, short castle, rook e1. So developing the pieces and defending the e4 pawn. I mean, very logical. And black goes pawn to a6. So now black intends to go b5, attacking the bishop, and bishop b7 to bring the bishop in the fianchetto, and maybe later on b4, putting some pressure on the knight on c3. So white doesn't have to allow black expanding the queen side and answers immediately by a4. I mean, here the weak square on b4 is not really an issue, because anyway the knight on d7 would take ages to come back to b4. So I mean, we can just very confidently stop the pawn expanding without fearing any weakness. Black goes b6, and here Axel Bachmann is going to play a move I love. You know, I just love the move white is playing here, and the move is knight to e2. So you will tell me, well, it's allowing black to win the pawn on e4, like play knight takes e4. And this is my question now. For those who want to search what white could do about this move, you can put the video on pause, search, and then play it back. For the other one, we'll see the answer. What's happening after knight takes e4 is that white simply goes bishop to d5, well, making a double attack between the rook and the knight, and will win a piece on the spot. So after knight to e2, black goes bishop b7. Now we really attack with black the pawn on e4 because we are like 2 times and the bishop d5 trick doesn't work anymore. So white goes knight to g3, defending the pawn 2 times. And black goes h6. Well, I'm not really a huge fan of this setup with the pawn on h6 here, but well, let's go further into the game. So I'll make a little deviation because I know a lot of you are playing blitz over the internet. I mean, many people on YouTube are playing mostly on chess.com or light chess blitz games, and they might be tempted to sack a piece immediately by bishop takes h6, pawn takes h6, and knight f5. Well, seeing that a lot of white pieces are getting into play. But the thing here is that after king h7, queen d2, and knight g8, I mean, black is just safe. The pawn is well defended. I mean, white can't attack it a third time. And what's coming next is bishop g5, kicking away the queen and trading pieces. So white here has a huge advantage. Those kind of stuffs can work in bullet or in blitz games, but in classical chess game, I mean, this is not just making the deal. So after h6, white of course didn't sack the pawn, but went pawn take and pawn take. So now, as you saw, we saw this maneuver to bring the knight to g3, and I said I loved it. It's because we're intending to bring the knight to f5. Well, either this knight, either this knight. So the f3 knight or g3 knight that could go eventually even to h5 at some point if we have the f3 knight going to f5. So here, that's what white is doing. Like, we can't go knight g3 really for the moment because the pawn on e4 is just too weak. So we decide to go knight to h4, preparing maybe for the queen to n3 to f3, the knight g to f5 and the queen to g3, or eventually the h knight to f5 and sacking something then on h6 because it's going to work. So I mean, white is really preparing a huge attack on the king side. I mean, we can virtually say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 pieces are going to take action in this king side attack, while black just have for the moment an active piece in defense. So it's very aggressive, it's very dangerous, and white surely here already has an advantage. So now let's try to understand what happens if black goes knight takes e4, because this could be a direct stop of all those ideas. I mean, we just took off a pawn and we are threatening to take the knight on h4. So I mean, if we retake on e4, black's simply going to take on h4, and black is going to be a pawn up, and all the thing we said just before disappears. So here again, you can put the video on hold, put it on pause, and try to find what tactical trick white has here to win material. Okay, with the other one we play here knight to g6, intermediate move. So the knight on h4 disappears and it attacks f8 and it can't be taken because of the pin. What a nice bishop we have here. So after rook e8, I mean, white simply takes the knight on e4 and we are a piece up. No, I mean, it's just pretty simple. You still can't take it, can't touch this. I mean, MC hammer is on c4, it won't let you touch that. And if after knight g6 you go knight takes g3, making your intermediate move of your own, then white goes knight take f8, takes f8. White is actually an exchange up, and the things that we are straining to win the knight. I mean, knight is double attack, so you have to take off this knight, and white take off your knight on g3 and stays with an exchange for a pawn. But at this level, the position should be won for white. I mean, black doesn't really have counterplay of compensation and can, at the best, just hope for a draw. So let's go further into the game. Knight h4, black went rook e8, and white went queen to f3, so bringing more pieces in as we've been talking about. Now, black is going to resign, it's just a move. Black goes bishop f8, and now it's white to play, and he's going to play, Axel Bachmann is going to play a move, and black is going to resign just right now. So I ask you again to put the video on hold, put it on pause, and try to find the moves that gave the win for Axel Bachmann. With the other one, we are going into it, and white played queen to b3. And this is an amazing move because now black just can't defend the pawn on f7 and is going to lose a pawn. And more importantly, even the exchange will be lost very quickly and the king will be even weaker than he was. The problem is that after a move like queen e7 or rook e7 defending the pawn, white can go knight to g6, threatening the queen. The queen can't stay to the contact of the pawn, so it can't keep defending the pawn. It has to move away. The queen goes, for instance, to b4. I mean, black already resigned right after queen b3, but just an analyzed line. So queen to b4, attacking the rook, but it's no problem for white. Here after bishop takes f7 check, black has to go king h7, it's the only move. We have to take her. If we take on e8, he could take on e1, so we just take it off on f8 with a check. So black still don't have time to hit the rook. It has to take back with the queen, because if you take with the rook, you lose your queen, which is not defended anymore. So you take with the queen and you just lose an exchange. In fact, in all the variation, you will lose an exchange. So I mean, current move decision was right to resign the game. When I watched this game, I thought about a game that played Judith Polgar when she missed a tactic against another player. I won't say the name. So it was if you remember the game, just write it in the comments. So it was a Polgar's game when she missed something that for some reason reminds me that. So if we are on the same page and you can remember the game I'm thinking about, though it's different. I mean, if you're in my mind, just write the game in the comment anyway. I will make a video for that. And another thing for training, I'm recommending to you is try to play this position after Queen F3, Black plays for instance Knight C5, and try just to like analyze this position and see what white could do here and how the game could continue. You can play the position down with a friend. It's a really nice exercise to improve your chess. So I really recommend you to try play this position at home with a friend or with the computer. I waiting for your comments as well to tell me what you saw about this video, and I tell you see you soon. Bye guys.